finally back. Let me tell you. Shit tired, man. We in this is week 7, not week 7, day 7 of the road through the winter arc. We're doing that journey. Just getting this winter shit. I mean, it's still like at the very end of summer, but we're gonna go ahead and start the winter arc early, you know. Focus on, for me, the winter arc is gonna revolve around gains, you know, bulking. A lot of niggas, I mean, a lot of dudes, you know, a lot of niggas gonna revolve around cutting or whatever. I ain't really trying to do no cutting right now. I already did all that for the summer. I know a lot of people like to bulk during the summer, cut during the winter. I'll do the opposite. I bulk during the winter, cut during the summer. Like I said last time, the goal is right now I'm sitting right at like 195 after the cut. So the goal for the winter arc is to come out of the winter arc about 210, 215. And then I want to cut to maybe 205. I feel like 205 would be good. Have 205 be like the walk around weight or whatever. 200, 205 up in that range. We're gonna cut down. Really just finished the leg workout and all that kind of stuff. But man, let me tell you, topic of discussion today, I think last time I talked about the government, jobs and shit like that. As far as today, let's just talk about the propaganda that goes on in music and in life. You know, the recent thing that just happened is the whole Young Thug thing, the plea deal shit, and all that. And it's like, bro, dude, take please. Nobody trying to go to jail. You know what I'm saying? But it's weird how rappers have to push the whole like thug life thing, and it's like, dude, you're a millionaire. You're not sitting on the block. You're not. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you've done that no time in the recent years. You know what I'm saying? But it's the image they gotta uphold, and it's propaganda because I feel like that works in the government's favor. That's what they want. You know what I'm saying? Cause the kids, you know what I'm saying? I'm 27, so to some people I may still be a kid, but you know, to the younger gens, they don't look at it and see it as that. They look at it and see it as real life. Oh, you know, Doug, he on the block right now. He XYZ, and it's like, no, Doug is in the mansion somewhere chilling. He ain't been on the block in a while. You know what I'm saying? But that's why I say, like, it's kind of weird that they gotta uphold that image, and then, you know, and then like now, if he make music, he just got out of a Rico, so he can't really talk gangster shit. You know what I'm saying? And then he had a woman that held him down during that, so he can't really talk what he do with these hoes and cheating and shit too, because everybody gonna know that's not the life you live in. So it's like, what can you talk about? The money shit, the rich nigga shit. But the thing about the rich nigga shit, if I was just telling my homeboy this, if a rich nigga really sat with you and told you everything he spends his money on and the way he lives life, as an average person who's nowhere near rich, you wouldn't understand. You know what I'm saying? When they get to talking about all these cars and these watches and these clothing designs that aren't the mainstream one, but cost just as much that you know nothing about, you're gonna feel like you're talking a foreign language. And that's the thing. It's kind of like they're stuck in a box. You know, they're stuck in a box where you gotta uphold this image because the fans don't want to hear nothing else from you, right? The fans don't want to hear nothing else from you. You started out on some thug shit, so that's what they want to hear. And of course, you can switch lanes. A lot of musicians, artists, rappers do. They switch lanes and shit that benefits their lives currently. But it's just weird, like the propaganda in that, like the image, you know. And I feel like a lot of that is upheld by the government. You know what I'm saying? Like just the whole thing of his tape being released, the plea deal shit being released is kind of like, why now? Why out of nowhere all that information comes out about that? You know what I'm saying? Which it doesn't, and don't put that past the government because they do that kind of shit all the time. When they have an agenda and all that, they push it, you know. But it's just kind of weird. It's kind of weird when you truly think about it. I don't know. And I feel like right now, I just feel like right now we need the truth more than anything. You gotta stop listening to mainstream media, social media, Instagram, the lives you see on there because a lot of that shit isn't real. A lot of that shit isn't real. A lot of things you see is pushed. You know what I'm saying? The algorithm. Who you think controls the algorithm? If you think you control the algorithms, you a fucking lie. You don't know. You don't. The government is in full control of what you watch and what you don't watch. You know what I'm saying? They know what to put in front of you. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. It's kind of weird because it's like you really need to figure out what works for you. You know what I'm saying? Figure out information on your own, read these books and shit like that. But then who am I to tell somebody to read a book? I read, you know, but I understand the importance of it, so I do it. And I like it. But the person who doesn't like reading and never has, I can't just expect them to jump up and start reading books. You know? So it's just like that. But you know, you gotta start realizing that a lot of this shit is agenda push. You know what I'm saying? Just like the whole world war shit, World War One, World War Two. You know what I'm saying? And even now, if you want to get deeper into it, it's like the video games. You know, like it's the reason why older first-person shooter games had the same type of enemies, right? You always fighting. You always doing guerrilla warfare against fucking China or Japan. You're always fighting fucking Russia and Germany and all that kind of shit. Those games were pushed like that so that way it becomes common knowledge to you that these are the enemies. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the US, so that's just how I'm putting it. I'm not saying those are my ideas, but I'm just saying that's how this shit works. They released all that shit like that where those people are always the enemy. So that way when we go to war, you have no problem in doing what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? But then that leads, and that public knowledge that they did that. They did that so that way when the wars and shit really went on and really was happening, you know what I'm saying? Because even deeper in video games, they did it in TV shows too. They made sure to put subliminal messages that show you that these type of people are the enemy. These type of people are considered bad guys, right? And that's all subliminal messaging. So that way, when it's time to do what we got to do, you subconsciously already see these people as the enemy. It doesn't have to be further explained to you that they're the enemy. You already see them as that. But then that leads into like a deeper thing where damn, I'm getting away off topic, but that leads to a deeper thing. Like when you talk about aliens and shit like that, why is it now that damn near everything revolves around intergalactic warfare? Why does everything revolve around aliens being the enemy? You know what I'm saying? Why does everything revolve around that? It leads to the question of, do the government know something we don't? Which they do. And are they preparing us for something to where we see these beings as the enemy? You know, they've done it before. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, interesting, because everything revolves around that now. You know, everything revolves around that now. In the US, you know, it's so much subliminal shit just from the shit that comes on TV, just from anything. I mean, they push messages on children, like just to get, you know, into some nitty gritty shit. Like just the messages of the world that they push. So many shows now, a show is required to have a biracial couple, right? Mixed children. Nothing's wrong with that. My wife is actually Hispanic, but it's just that agenda is being pushed, and you can see it. Everything has that now. Everything is biracial. Everything has to have somebody who is uh, lesbian or homosexual or transgender. Which nothing is wrong with that, because those are regular people, and they belong in society just as much as anybody else. But you can't deny that there is an agenda being pushed with that. You know what I'm saying? Because everything doesn't have to have that. You know what I'm saying? Just like everything doesn't have to have somebody black in it. Everything doesn't have to have somebody white in it. Everything doesn't have to have, you know, those things in it. But they push that agenda. Whatever is trending in the world, that's the agenda that's being pushed. You know. This is really a tricky conversation to have when you get into that stuff, because these are topics that can quote unquote get you canceled. I'm nobody, so getting canceled doesn't affect me. But these are topics that can quote unquote get you canceled and all that kind of shit, because it's a thin line to write. Because now somebody gonna tell you, oh, well, you're homophobic, or you're transphobic, or you're against the unity of people, and it's like, not that, because I'm for all that. Like I said, I got a homeboy who is gay. I got my wife herself is Hispanic. My son is mixed. So it's like, no, I'm not none of that. But I don't have to be that to understand the agendas that's being pushed in media. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's just some shit to really think about. But that's not it. I mean, there's so many subliminal messages that's being pushed in the world that leaves a subconscious imprint on your brain. And you would think, man, I'm not being controlled or motivated or led, but you are, though. You are, and a lot of people don't understand that or see that. Now, of course, this is just life in the world we live in, so it is what it is on that matter. But a lot of people, bro, a lot of people don't understand that or get that. It's just crazy, man. You know. But not to get off topic, but back to it. Yeah. So we just finished legs and shit like that, and just having a little brief conversation. Sometimes I might post my workouts too, but really, this is all just mental talking and getting some shit off my brain that I think of, and maybe somebody like-minded or give me their opinion on it, comment or something. Cause I'm a very open-minded person, so I'm always up to hear other people's opinions and what other people think, because my opinion isn't set in stone. I'm not God. I don't know nothing really. My knowledge of the world is minimal, just like everybody else's. But those are just, some things that have been running through my mind as of late. I need to upload more video more often and shit like that. But that's cool. Alright, let's do like a little pose down or something in my Sam Sullivan voice. Yep. Still on the smaller side, like I said. Like I said, I'm 206'4". So it's still not just a big guy, nothing like that. Tall guy, but not really a big guy. We're gonna keep this shit going. Get into some more workouts. I'm gonna post something again sometime soon, another conversation. Might record the workout, might not, we don't know. But yeah, we're just gonna keep the video progress of what the fuck's going on, body-wise, and then keep the conversations going. If you got something to say or you wanna add some shit into it or whatever, comment, like the shit. If not, that's cool. I'm still gonna post more shit. But just having some good conversations.